அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். It's a great honor to be able to speak at the 23rd Cyber Conference 2024 for several reasons. My parents, my sister Sambhavi, and I have been attending these conferences from the very beginning, ever since the first Cyber Conference, I think back in 1998. Mind you, my sister wasn't even born then, and I was very, very young. And since the first one, I've been engaging with the conference in different capacities. So as a toddler who didn't really understand anything anyone was doing, to a participant of the Children's Thirumurai Odal competition and attending the award ceremonies. Fast forward to today, where I, as part of the Cyber Youth UK, have been helping to organise the parallel youth session of this Cyber Mahanade. So it's a real full circle. And in addition, I feel happy to speak here today because this year's theme is Saivamum Tamilisayum, which is really important to me, so as I resonate greatly with it. Today I've been given a few minutes to talk in English about my experience growing up and being brought up as a Hindu Saivite in the UK. In short, I've been brought up as a Hindu Saivite first through Pannise, Tamil, then music. And these three aspects are so interlinked and are the reasons why I personally feel connected to my faith. There was a period in my childhood life where my parents would drive my sister and me to multiple events every single weekend, which included Tamil class on Saturday mornings, then a 40-minute journey to the Ganapati temple here for Pannise class, first the children's group, and then I would sit at the back of the adult Pannise group as well behind my appa. Then Sunday mornings would be sent at the Bhavan for violin class, and then quite often we'd return back to the Bhavan for the evening Carnatic concert. However, I completely appreciate the environment and the community and the attitude when I was growing up is completely different to society now. Children now are spoilt for choice in activities. It's so much easier for them to form friends and to connect with friends online. They have easy access to technology and devices. And it's a huge sacrifice parents have to make as well. So the question is, what is the value of these activities? Why should parents and children consider pursuing these activities? Well, it's important you know your roots and your heritage. And we need to understand and apply the values and teachings our ancestors have passed down for generations. We should be proud of where we come from, our traditions, the family lineage. And this means taking an effort and the responsibility to learn and propagate these values. Pannise is one of the richest treasures we have that have been passed down from ancient times, from Silappatikaram times. And our ancestors have done their duty and put in the effort to preserve and pass down these treasures so we can access them now in the 21st century. It's therefore our duty to continue this, and we need to take the baton and pass it on to the next generation. And for us, living away from the motherland, we need to put in more effort. And it's that much more important to engage in activities that will help us connect to our roots. As a young Hindu Saivite myself, I understand the challenges of connecting to our rich heritage, our roots, and our culture in the UK. We are lucky we have access to beautiful temples such as the Ganapati temple, where culture thrives in all forms, helping us to connect and find ourselves. That said, on a general day-to-day basis, as soon as we step outside our homes, there are very few reminders of God, culture, and our identity. This is in contrast to our motherland, where there are temples on every corner, music played on every speaker, tirunuru on every netri, and all five senses are engaged and remind us of our faith on a regular basis. And we just can't relate to that here. In fact, many of us feel a form of pressure to conform to the Western culture. And it's through Pannise, Tamil and Carnatic music that I've been able to stay connected to my roots. Since birth, the environment at home was just full of music and Tamil, and I've been spoken to in Tamil at home, and I was encouraged to speak in Tamil at home too. And from what I understand, this was not a popular or an easy decision my parents had to make at the time. Back then, and I suspect even now, parents were reluctant to speak in Tamil at home because they worried that their children might struggle to speak and learn English fluently during the earlier years. And despite this, my parents persisted and continued to encourage me and my sister to go to Tamil school and, importantly, speak in Tamil at home. And I had a brilliant Tamil teacher, and I'm probably one of the very few lucky ones who had the same Tamil teacher from Palar Nilai all the way through to GCSE A-level, and then she even encouraged me to pursue Tamil further too. And it's because of Tamil that I'm able to, and I have been able to understand the Thevarams and the importance of Pannise when I later learnt it. I recall very vividly coming to the Ganapati temple every week for Pannisai lessons every Saturday afternoon. And anyone who grew up going to the London Sivan Temple or the Ganapati Temple or really any temple during Thiruvala and special festivals will agree with me when I say hearing Udavar Sami Tandapani sing is a real treat and truly very special. And we're so lucky. We're so lucky to have such a knowledgeable, humble and dedicated teacher Udavar here in the UK, in this part of the world. And before I even started Carnatic music lessons, I was first initiated into music through Pannisai. Not only did I learn some of the fundamentals of music like Shruti, how to put thalam on, and even how to sit cross-legged for a long period of time, I also learned a great deal about our religion. Both Udavar and my parents ensured that we understood the stories and the meaning of the Thevaram and the compositions we learnt. Going to Tamil school meant, although I didn't necessarily understand all of the words, I was able to grasp what was being explained, and I was able to appreciate and trust that the songs had great value, and I had more to explore and learn. The context, the lyrical beauty, and also the Tamil language used in these compositions are unparalleled. In fact, as part of my Tamil course, some of the compositions that were chosen as part of my spec were Thevarams, as the Tamil grammar seen in these pieces are so unique and unseen elsewhere in Tamil literature. To appreciate why Pannisai should be sung and not recited, or not just recited, it's important to understand the role of music in Pannisai. I began to realize that Pannisai involves both lyrical and musical beauty. Music brings life to words. It stirs emotion and it can tug at heartstrings. And different puns can evoke different emotions. And it's the combination of words, context, and music that gives Pannisai the power to heal, to even bring Pumpavai back to life. And it was only because I learned Carnatic music formally from a guru that I could appreciate this. So we know the value of Pannisai, Tamil and music, and how one can now support the other. But in reality, it can be very challenging to dedicate time amongst all our other commitments. As an example, we all know exercise is beneficial to our physical and mental health, but it can be difficult to muster up the energy and motivation to consistently work out and go to the gym. But what helps is knowing and seeing other people are working out and others are prioritizing exercise in their daily routines. Similarly, what can help us stay connected to our roots by engaging in these activities is a supportive network. Knowing that other people are going through the same or similar experiences and knowing they have similar challenges. With this in mind, Saiva Youth UK was formed by a group of British Saivites who all recognised a need for a community and network. Today is an important day for Saiva Youth UK as it's our first ever event as part of the 23rd Annual Saiva Conference. We'll be hosting a parallel youth session with Professor Madhusudan Kalaichelvan in English, and we'll be exploring the theme of roots and shoots belonging to a Saiva Hindu faith. So I encourage all young Hindu Saivites to join us upstairs as we due to begin shortly. Thank you all so much for listening. Nandri Vanakkam.